All right, welcome into Levi's Stadium, where the 49ers have won 2 games in a row now. They finally defeated the Seattle Seahawks 26-23 in overtime, I believe, Dieter.
Yes.
They had lost 10 in a row to the Seahawks, dating back 5 years, 2013 Candlestick Park, and it took overtime today to do it, but they had a lot of areas stepped up, and it kind of really was a team win. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. You think the defense, which was playing so poorly in the past couple of weeks, they've really stepped it up the last 2 weeks. Nick Mullins with a nice, solid offensive performance, special teams touchdown. I don't know how you complain about this one.
The one of the stats that I think jumped out at us just now, we were looking at everything, is DeForest Buckner had 11 tackles, 2 sacks, 4 tackles for losses. If he's on a better playoff team, yeah, well, that's coming. But if he was on a better playoff team, more people would know about him. Absolutely. He might make his first Pro Bowl. He deserves to make his first Pro Bowl this year. Richard Sherman complimented him. Richard Sherman complimented everybody. So let's compliment Richard Sherman. And this win probably meant more to him than it did anybody on the 49ers. Even Joe Staley and Garrett Selleck, who were here for the last one.
Yeah, I mean, he talked it up this week, so he really had to back it up. I thought that he had a pretty good game. It seemed like Russell Wilson wanted nothing to do with him on that side of the field. And Sherman's the leader of this defense, and this defense has been fairly maligned. Yeah. Last 2 weeks, it's been really good. Buckner leading the way. They're getting pressure. The backside, with all of the turnover they have, is still somehow making plays. There's a lot to be excited about now going into the last 2 games of the season and the offseason.
Yeah, this game had a lot of redemption stories in it because the Niners got blown out 2 weeks ago in Seattle. Jeff Wilson fumbled up in Seattle. He fumbled again here, had a couple other bad plays, but then he has, I think it was like a 14-yard run to put them in field goal range. Richie James, who had a bad game up in Seattle, muffed a punt. He returns a kickoff 98 yards for the 49ers' first touchdown. You can go on, but that's kind of the Cinderella story of the 49ers. You have young guys making young mistakes and then getting a chance to overcome them.
Yeah, stuff's starting to click. I don't know if this is maybe a blip and just a little bit of positive, or if this is sort of this end of the bell curve. But you see a lot of young guys out there. Richard Sherman decided to bring that up about 45 different times in his press conference, excluding himself apparently. But a lot of young guys, a lot of guys who are being thrown in almost no notice, shouldn't be in the game if we're being totally honest because of injuries and stuff like that, especially on the defensive side, and they're making plays. It kind of reminds me a little bit of last year. Obviously, you don't have the Garoppolo factor, but the defense really started to click at the end of the season, and it gave us a lot of good vibes coming into this one. Didn't really work out, but maybe this time around it'll be better.
Yeah, so the Niners have won 2 in a row now. Obviously, they've fallen down the draft board a little bit. They are now at least in 3rd. Fourth now? All right, well, horrendous.
I don't know how they'll ever get back.
Now they'll send out all those Nick Bosa phony stories so he can fall to them at 4. They're 4-10, won 2 in a row. The NFC North winning Chicago Bears come here. 49ers home finale next Sunday before they finish the season at the Los Angeles Rams on December 30th. So for Dieter, this is Cam. Thanks for watching.